Have you ever wondered if you're cool? If so, ask yourself this question. Have I been to Barcelona? If the answer is yes, then chances are that you are indeed cool, like me. With a magnificent mix of Picasso, pickpockets, and pageja, Barcelona is vibrant and full of life, yet somehow so chill. You can enjoy an art museum by day and architecture by night, though how many eyeballs does a building really need? We absolutely loved our stay in the Gothic Quarter. Granted, this gorgeous historic area might be considered more touristy than where most locals live, but we're not so jaded that we can't appreciate the idea of Barcelona. We began our first full day in the city with a visit to a colorful concert hall, the Palau de la MÚSICA Catalana. The building, which opened in 1908, was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997. Considering the view of these super cute balconies across the street, I can see why. The architect of the hall, Luis Domènech y Montaner, conceptualized the building as a garden for music and its concert hall as a box of light. As expected, the hall was visually stunning, but we were in for a surprise. The organ music you're listening to was played by a computer in an arrogant demonstration of just how obsolete humans have become. The only thing left for it to do was to pretentiously explain that its true artistic genius lay not in the notes that it played, but in the notes that it didn't play. It might be hard to handle, but there's no hiding from the truth. It's too late to turn back. Knowing when to admit defeat, we headed out into the streets in search of the nearby Picasso Museum. These alleyways were utterly charming, and just strolling through them was an unexpected delight. We knew we were on the right path when we arrived at this intersection. When we arrived at the museum, we picked up the devices we had reserved for an audio tour in English, though I mostly ended up wandering and simply experiencing the art without the audio after a while. It was too hot and crowded for me to care about knowledge. If ignorance is bliss, I was determined to have as good a time as possible, even if we had to be our own tour guides. And now, yours. Let's see, I believe this one was called Fruits and Such. This one was surely named Let's Face It. Who dis? I'll be the judge. I told you so. You know what, upon reflection, you really should get an audio guide. I don't remember what this one was called, but the photorealistic depiction reminded me of my own dog. As privileged as we were to see these legendary works of art in person, it was nice to step out into the fresh air and go back to our hotel for a migdiada, which is Catalan for siesta, which is Spanish for migdiada. After a leisurely evening strolling the streets and dining out in this vegetarian restaurant, we wrapped up our first day by wandering through the alleyways around this medieval cathedral at midnight, holding fast to the useful adage, pick or be picked. Just check out this Skyrim knockoff. The 14th century Cathedral de Barcelona was 2 or 3 minutes walking distance from our hotel. Foregoing public transportation, reasonably priced as it was, we headed back on foot and called it a day. Day 2 of our stay in Barcelona began with a visit to La Rambla. We went there because guidebooks and the internet applied ample amounts of peer pressure, saying you have to go there. But we personally didn't see the big deal. If you're not really into shopping, it's just a lot of walking. We did chance upon this cool building, and the mayor of Gothlandia, I'm guessing, who stood quite proudly, even though from the looks of him, Mrs. Mayor probably did most of the work behind the scenes and got none of the credit. From La Rambla, we went to Park Güell, an art and nature experience created by none other than Antoni Gaudí. But tickets were sold out for the day, and this is as close as we got. But not to worry, through the magic of the internet, you can visit the park's website and go on a virtual trip. And boy, do I mean trip. Because inside this totally far-out lizard creature is another Park Güell. Gaudí, you mad genius. From one Gaudí destination to another, we walked to the most iconic landmark of Barcelona, La Sagrada Familia. The yet unfinished cathedral, begun in 1882, combines Gothic and Art Nouveau style into an utterly unique work of architecture, one side of which gives off some serious Pizza the Hut and Castle Grayskull vibes. With the front representing life and the back representing death, The structure is at once beautiful, grotesque, and haunting. Separate from the general tour, we booked an additional tour up one of the spires. While the passages and stairways were quite narrow, the views from the spire were spectacular. What is this, Game of Thrones? Dracarys! The only thing I don't like about Barcelona is that we're no longer there. I miss you, Pablo. Mi Pablito. What? I'm not crying, you're crying. Keep it together, old Riaz. Yo soy un hombre. Oh God, that's not even Catalan, that's Spanish. What I meant is yo soc un hom. God, can't you get anything right? We end today's journey with a segment called Travel-Sized Tales, miniature stories for people on the go who want to enjoy literature, but not too much. Skylar played video games for 10 hours straight instead of looking for a job. It was part of God's plan. See you next time.